If you're watching this, you've got it made in the shade and you're not okay with it. Shade gardening is something non-gardeners often envy and gardeners often loathe. If you're not loving your shade, this video is for you. But if you are loving your shade, you might still get a couple of ideas. Welcome back, casual gardeners. This video is about general tips for gardening in the shade, because it's different. Some crops that actually prefer shade, and recommendations for ornamental annuals and perennials for its shade. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss more of this. Here are some tips that might help you learn to love your shade a little bit more. Number 1, know your shade type. There are 3 main types of shade. You've got dappled shade, that is sunlight filtering through tree leaves and just begging for a woodland planting. You can have part shade, which is 3 to 5 hours of direct sunlight, preferably in the morning. Or you can have full shade, which is less than 3 hours of direct sunlight in a day. Number 2, work to improve your soil. Soil in shade is often compacted and dry and nutrient poor. Usually if there's shade, it's because you're under a tree, and that means tree roots are taking up all of the moisture and nutrients and leaving the soil relatively dry and barren. You can improve your shade soil by adding aged manure, compost, and mulch, preferably organic mulch. All that added organic matter should help with soil compaction and moisture retention and nutrient retention. And trust me, your tree won't mind. Number 3, make sure you are watering consistently. Even though evaporation is reduced in the shade, the competition from tree roots can be intense. Try to water your shade garden deeply and less frequently. If it's at all possible, you will benefit from using drip irrigation in your shade garden. By watering deeply, we're training the roots from our plants to stretch down deeper to get to that moisture. Number 4, you can prune for light. Raising tree canopies and thinning branches can let a lot of light through without having to sacrifice your summer shade. Plus, if you pay an arborist to do it, they may be willing to just leave their wood chips on site for you, and wood chips are always fantastic in the garden. Number 5, fertilize carefully. Too much nitrogen can contribute to leggy, floppy growth, and that's already something you have a lot of in a shady garden. You can use a balanced, slow-release fertilizer like compost or the pelletized stuff if you're into the synthetic fertilizers. Blood meal is a great source of nitrogen in the shade because it does break down slowly and gradually release the nitrogen into the soil, so it's harder to burn your crops. Number 6, focus on foliage. Shade gardens need to focus on foliage over flowers and fruit. You'll have much greater success if you rely on these foliage plants instead of flowering and fruiting plants, either for edible or ornamental purposes. Although we are going to talk a lot about some flowering and fruiting plants in this video as well. You would be surprised how colorful a careful assortment of foliage plants can be. Plus, you get to enjoy that foliage all through the growing season instead of just for a few weeks during the flowering time. Plants need light, so the shadier your shade is, the slower your vegetables will grow. So here is a list of veggies you can grow in the shade, and we're going to go in order from least shade tolerant to most shade tolerant. So if you've got a little bit of shade, you can grow all the veggies. If you've got a lot of shade, maybe just stick to the ones at the end of the list. We're starting with low to moderate shade, which is at least 3 to 4 hours of dappled light every day. You're going to do great with cole crops like kohlrabi and cabbage and broccoli. Beet tops, the leaves, will grow great, but if you're growing beets for roots, expect to be disappointed. It's going to take a long time and your beet root's going to be smaller. If you're feeling optimistic, you can try cherry tomatoes. Tomatoes generally require full sun, but because cherry tomatoes are a smaller fruit, you can sometimes get them to rock in part shade. Next are moderate shade plants, so that is 2 to 3 hours of light a day or dappled light all days long. You can grow carrots, radishes, and turnips, but your roots will be smaller, but also sweeter. Peas will rock out in moderate shade, and you'll notice that your pea harvest extends farther into the summer. Swiss chard is relatively shade tolerant. It's worth a try. For bright shade with very little direct sun, so under 2 hours of direct sun, these following crops are going to be worth a try, but I'm not going to guarantee success. Lettuce, especially loose leaf lettuce. I love loose leaf lettuce because it is the most flexible lettuce you will grow. It's awesome. It's full of fiber and nutrients, and gosh, if you're not growing lettuce, why not? Spinach, arugula or rocket, mustard greens, and kale. You can try green onions, chives, parsley, cilantro, and sorrel. It has kind of a tangy, lemony flavor, and you don't want to eat too much. For the deepest shade, there's still some hope. Mint, lemon balm, wild ramps, hostas technically have edible shoots. Ferns provide fiddleheads, which are beloved by many people as a food. All right, now let's go through a list of 10 annual ornamentals you can grow in your shady area if you're not sold on the idea of growing food there. Impatiens prefer part shade or dappled sun and will do best in moist, loamy soil. You can plant them in full shade, but expect fewer blooms and leggier plants. Begonias are at their best in dappled to full shade. They prefer rich, moist, loamy soil with great drainage. And while begonia foliage is a real showstopper, they will deliver with some pretty little flowers as well. Perennia, or wishbone flower, prefers part sun to shade and does best, again, in rich, moist soil. Perennia is one that you're going to be happier with if you're in a warmer climate as well, because it can tolerate really hot days. Coleus. It's a fantastic shade plant. Technically, it's a tender perennial, but it grows really well as an annual. With foliage from reds to purples to neon greens, you will not miss flowers. You can buy Coleus cheap at most big box stores, but it also grows really well from seeds, and that's my favorite way to do it because then the colors and patterns that you get on your leaves are a surprise. It's like Christmas in the spring. Browalia is another tropical perennial that we can grow in as an annual in shade. It can flower all season long in part shade to full shade, and it actually does really well in hotter climates as well. So if you're in a hotter climate, check it out. You just need to keep its feet wet. You can do this with drip irrigation if you're dealing with drought conditions. Lobelia has beautiful blue to purple flowers in part shade. It prefers to stay cool, so afternoon shade is non-negotiable if you're trying lobelia. And if you haven't had success with lobelia, that's probably why. Caladium tubers can be planted as an annual or dug up in the fall and stored over the winter. They're relatives of elephant ears, and they don't have really any natural predators, which makes them a great garden addition. They also do really great in dry shade, and dry shade is the toughest shade to grow in. So that's a big, big tick mark in my book for give it a try. Nicotiana, or flowering tobacco, does well in in-between areas, spots that are too shady for full sun, but too bright for full shade. It's super easier to grow from seed, but it's also available as starts in nurseries. Moths, hummingbirds, and bees all love its pretty little trumpet flowers. They can also smell really good, which, that doesn't match my tobacco stereotype. Fuchsia is a beautiful flowering plant that prefers part to full shade. You're going to need to keep the soil consistently moist. There are hardy varieties of fuchsia that you can grow as an annual as well. It is a fantastic container plant. In fact, the more you prune your fuchsia back, the more it will bloom for you. Polka dot plant is another tropical perennial that we grow as an annual in our shade gardens. Think of it as Coleus, but spottier. This option is also a really great house plant. So you can dig it up and move it inside in the fall and keep your polka dot plant long term. Just make sure when you move plants inside that you're minimizing the number of pests and other critters and wildlife that you bring inside with those plants. It's easy to do. Because I love you shade gardeners and I know how hard it can be, here is a list of 10 shade perennials. There are more than 10 shade perennials you could try, but if we went over them all, this video would be longer than Pinocchio's nose at a poker game. Hostas are available in a variety of colors and sizes. You're almost sure to find a hosta for any gardening area, except full sun. They hate that. They're the backbone of many shade gardens, hardy zones 3 to 9. That's the USDA zones. If you're in another country, it doesn't mean the same thing. Eucharas, or coral bells, actually grow wild up Logan Canyon. So when I go for hikes, I will sometimes see wild eucharas, and it makes me so happy. But domesticated varieties have been bred to have foliage ranging from purple and red to green and even gold. It's amazing. They are hardy zones 4 through 9. Astilbe is hardy in USDA zones 3 to 9. It prefers full shade. Try to keep the soil moist. If it dries out too much, you're going to get leaf scald. Ferns can bring a tropical feel to almost any shade garden, and there are so many varieties of ferns spanning such a broad range of USDA hardiness zones that I'm not going to be specific. There's a fern for you. Find it. Lungwort, or pulmonaria, is a member of the borage family, hardy to USDA zones 3 to 9. It performs really well in shade and dappled sun. Brennera is another member of the borage family with striking foliage. Spanning USDA zones 3 to 8, it's often called false forget-me-not because of its blossoms. Solomon seal is a member of the lily family that prefers part sun to full shade. Hardy zones 3 to 9, they prefer rich, moist soil, as does everything. Toad lily is another member of the lily family from Asia. Hardy zones 4 to 8, this is another plant that prefers moist, rich soil. I tried to grow some in dry shade once and it didn't work. So if you're going to attempt it, really work on that soil and build it up and fix it before you try, okay? Spotted dead nettle is a lot prettier than its name would suggest. It's actually called dead nettle because it kind of looks like a nettle, but it has no sting. It's a really great ground cover for shade gardens in zones 3 to 8 or shady spots in a sunny garden. Many people will tell you that dead nettle is invasive, but that's literally the definition of a good ground cover. Bleeding hearts are a hardy shade perennial, USDA zones 3 to 9. It prefers moist soil, but it can go dormant in the summer, which means it's also drought tolerant. If you're struggling to grow bleeding heart in containers, try putting it in the ground. It could be that your summer is just too hot and that pot or whatever is not providing the insulation it needs to make it through the summer. Shade is a unique growing condition that can be really hard to get the hang of, but I hope some of my suggestions can help you out a little bit. If you disagree with any of my suggestions, feel free to throw shade in the comments. Like this video if you found it useful or entertaining, or make sure you're subscribed if you enjoy my presentation style, because I will not shut up. These are things that you can do that'll really help me out, and they're free. They don't cost you anything except maybe some attention. I have included a few links that I will put down in the description that you can use for further reading, because I have gardened in the shade. I understand it can be a challenge, and I want you to have all the information you can get. Thank you so much for joining me here in my garden today. Hope you have a wonderful time in your run.